see any, future Hall of Famers that will be immediately elected to the Hall of Fame 5 years after they're done playing, whatever the amount of necessary time is. But, you just can't predict that kind of thing. There may not be, myriad of Pro Bowls like there have been in other drafts, but there's a lot of damn good football players. I mean, there's depth everywhere, every position group. And it might be a little bit of a dip after the top 8 to 10 picks, but not significant. And it'll go for a while. It might even go to the rest of the first round into the second. It might be another little dip, but there's never any falling off a cliff, So I think that there's people to be had every single round, from the first round to the fifth round. And if you can trade back, and not necessarily the first round draft pick, maybe trade back the second round draft pick. And if you trade it, and get the points, there's these points system that they have for trading backs, depending on how many spots you trade back and worth X number of points. I mean, if they could get an additional third round pick, and if they do trade back in the first round, get an additional second round pick, a high second, I do it. I do it because there's a lot of players, a lot of good football players. And if you can increase your percentage of putting the bat on the ball and get the batting average up even higher, if you miss on one, you might be able to make up for it with another one. So I don't think they trade up necessarily, but I could see them trading back. If in fact they don't stay at 17, they may stay at 17. There may be somebody falling. In my mind, and I'm with you guys in terms of what you're talking about. Guards, man, and offensive line. I played all the spots in the offensive line. I do think a tackle can go inside the guard physically easier than the other way around, a guard going out to tackle. But the thing is, when you go inside the guard from tackle, it's a lot quicker in there. It's a lot more compact space. You're seeing a lot more that you have to make judgment calls on in terms of, personnel and what they're doing with that personnel. So the guard has to be smart enough to recognize configurations and schematics and fronts that are being presented and making calls and all that sort of thing. Now, physically, it's a tighter space. I think it's easier to operate in there at guard than at the tackle spot, where you have these, freak athletes, these genetic phenomena out there on the edge that can take you up the field and go underneath you and cause all kinds of problems. But, if you can handle that part of it physically, kicking into guard is easy, but the mental part of it would be interesting. And I don't know. I'm like defense. Yeah. Spend a lot of money on offense. There's no question. They've unrestricted free agents. They've beefed up and retained some of their own. Obviously quarterback Joe Burrow's under a long-term contract, but they redid Jamar Chase. He wasn't an unrestricted free agent, but T. Higgins, Gesicki, they took care of the offense and the weapons. But like you were talking about, how about a guard? And I lean toward Will Campbell. I think this guy from Louisiana State is as good a lineman as there is in the draft. And I think that he is capable of being a tackle that you don't necessarily need him to play tackle initially. You got a couple of behemoths yourself at the tackle position. Marius Mims, he comes back 100% from his injury. He's a genetic marvel out there at right tackle, and Orlando Brown still gets it done, and he's a big boy at the left tackle position. So, Will Campbell, and let him go inside for a little while, maybe play guard for a year or whatever the case may be. And from my understanding, he's very intelligent, high football IQ, great leader. He's not only a tremendous football player, but he's a quality human being as well. And they've done a really good job of that. The Bengals organization under what's going on with Zach Taylor and Duke Tobin in terms of culture, bringing in the right type of people, bringing in high character people. And this guy fits that bill. I mean, he's got tremendous footwork. He can recover. He gets beaten. He's got an ability to recover extremely quickly, and he does that at the tackle position. So, I mean, I just think he would lock people up inside a guard. I think he's got plenty of power to play, the guard position. I mean, when you look at tape of this guy, you throw on a game tape, it looks like a highlight reel. I mean, he continues to perform at such a high level on on a snap-by-snap basis. I really like that guy. And, there are other linemen, the Killer Bees, Kelvin Banks. I see him as a guard more than a tackle out of University of Texas. Tyler Booker out of Alabama. Josh Connolly out of Oregon. Dylan Fairchild, Georgia. Charles Grant, William and Mary, I think is legit. Donovan Jackson, you guys know all about, up at Ohio State. Down here in Cincinnati, Luke Kandra can handle that part of it. I mean, there's a myriad of guys, no doubt. Marcus Bowe out of Purdue, Armand Membo out of Missouri, Tate Ratledge, another Georgia guy, a behemoth, 6'5" wide body, plays strong hands. I mean, I could go on and on. That's the thing. There's plenty of offensive linemen. There's plenty of guys at every position group. I mean, I got a list of the people that went to the combine, and even the running back position is the one of the guys that went to the combine. I mean, there's a dozen running backs that's like, got to take another look at this guy. Looking at tape, you got to look again. But every single position group, there's 25, 30, 35 guys, and a lot of times it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 guys you got to take another look at. I mean, it's deep. Yeah. It's a very, very deep draft, and it's a very deep draft at every position group. So, like you say, they spent a ton of money on offense. You got to figure they're going to use their draft picks defensively for the most part. But if a guy shows up, I don't think Will Campbell will be there. But if he is, I would sprint to the desk, man. I wouldn't walk. I'd sprint up there and get that bad boy, get that name on the board for sure.
Lap, we were talking earlier a little bit about that the running back room and how it currently stands with now bringing Samaje back, Zach. Hopefully he can stay healthy, and then we know Chase Brown, what he's all about. Those three guys, do you think they could hold it down all year? Would you like some fresh legs added to that room via the draft or some other way, maybe a free agent that's out there?
It's interesting. They've had visits from multiple running backs that are, going to be drafted. The collegiate visits that you're allowed. And 31 guys went to the combine. I've got 11 or 12 of them, of the 31. It's like, I got to take another look at this dude. I mean, on the first blush now, this guy's pretty damn good. Omarion Hampton, man, 6 foot, about 220 pounds, runs 4.45. He's got some quality to him. Guy you guys are very familiar with, Travion Henderson. I think he's a hell of a football player. Ashton Jeanty is being talked about as a potential top 10 guy. It's just Caleb Johnson, Judkins at Ohio State. I mean, the tandem of Ohio State running backs. Are you kidding me? It's as good as there's been in a while, in my estimation. I've got both of those guys with the check mark to take longer, further look at those guys. You study, you take a look at them. And again, like I was talking about with Campbell, the game tape looks like a highlight film. Well, a lot of these guys, it does. It's crazy. I mean, I just think that this draft is so deep that getting another draft pick, I think, is going to be advantageous. I think it's the wrong draft to have only 6 picks. They've had 8, in some cases 9. They've had 7, one for every round, but they don't. This year they don't have that 7th round pick. It was involved in the Herbert deal at the running back position. They had to part ways with that 7th round pick. So I'd get one back, and I'd get one back before the 7th round if I could, because, like I say, man, I just think you get into that 3rd round into the 4th and 5th. There's not a huge drop off. And again, if they don't get Will Campbell, there's plenty of players. I mean, I like him the most, but there's a lot of guys that I wouldn't feel badly if the Bengals said, this is where we're going instead. But again, to get back to your guys' point, got to beef up that defense, man. And there's plenty of guys in the interior of the defensive line too. The 2 areas they need the most help. In the interior of the offensive line, interior of the defensive line, this draft should provide it.
There's your to-do list from Mr. Bengal himself, the original 5-tool guy in the NFL, playing every position on the O-line. Lap, we love you, man. We'll talk to you after the draft. Enjoy it, my friend.
Guys, I appreciate it. You're the best in the biz. It's always great catching up.
Thanks, brother. Be well. That's our guy, Dave Lapham, Mr. Bengal himself. Exactly what he said. Probably have to come away with a player capable of playing guard in the first 3 rounds. They have to add a pass rusher to the interior of that defensive line. And then it's about addressing the running back slot a little later, but he's a big fan of, they only have 3 picks in the top 81, 17, 49, 81. And he wouldn't be upset if they grabbed another or 2.
That's where the games are won, down in the trenches. You got to have the big dogs on both sides of the ball moving and shaking people around.
All right, winner gets 2 passes to Upper Deck Golf inside Ohio Stadium. You can play around in the shoe this Friday through Sunday. Hit shots from the Upper Deck onto the custom greens on the iconic field. You can register now at upperdeckgolfing.com and reserve your tee time. But today, we're going to give out 2 freebies. 821-9710 is the number. We'll make it easy because it happened in the last hour. Who did I meet at Super Bowl 54 at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami? 821-9710. You get the passes. We come back with Tell the Truth next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
Bets are us. When dreams don't get in. Bets are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
Bets are us. When dreams don't get in. Bets are us.
So we bought an actual shopping mall and put one of the largest Honda dealerships in the world inside of it. Hi, it's Steve Lindsay with Lindsay Honda. So it's big. We house about 150 to 200 cars indoors, lit, all unlocked, ready for you to be able to view and see. A fully tempered climate. Doesn't matter if it's raining outside, 10 below zero, super hot. There's real trees inside, and it's just a casual environment. And if you haven't seen it, it's really a cool story, not about its opulence. It's just a cool story to see what was a dilapidated old mall being reinvigorated into a pillar in the community that everybody benefits from.
This month at Lindsay Honda, choose a 2025 Honda Ridgeline RTL, Honda HR-V or CR-V, and pay just $299 a month at our famous Lindsay Honda Trade-A-Thon. We'll trade for anything and give you $1,000 more for your vehicle all month long. Visit lindsayhonda.com for details.
Sweetie, come here. Don't worry. I see a lot of patients with the exact same thing.
Ever since the ice skating rink went in next door?
Or is it more than
Dr. Clark's business is heating up.
So many patients need my help. How will I find time to see all of them?
They need to hire a scheduler, stat.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
After an audit of our programming, the suits here at The Fan decided we needed more baseball. And that common man is stupid. Good news. We fixed one of those problems. Catch the Reds on The Fan all season long. Yay, baseball.
I've had a number of surgeries, and frankly, I don't have time to rehab a surgery and an operation at this point in my life. I didn't want to take time off my kids' activities.
That's why former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter turned to QC Kinetics. We couldn't be happier saving our patients like him from operating rooms and long recoveries.
They will resume like normal activity for me, which is a lot of running. It's a lot of workouts. I've been very, very blessed with how it's been able to hold up.
For so long, patients have accepted surgery as the only solution. But with new technologies, the medical professionals at QC Kinetics use regenerative treatments, your body's own biologics, to help heal and restore knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
I actually ran into a friend of mine over at our golf course, and he had his knee done. It felt so well. He got his shoulder done. He goes, I can't thank you enough. He had heard the commercial on the air, and so it's feeling great.
Find out how you can avoid surgery and finally get relief. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Columbus, Worthington, Air, and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Window Nation. For all your window needs, visit windownation.com.
All right, baby Chet, who had it?
Our good friend Josh in Plain City.
Josh, Plain City.
See you, Josh. Congrats, man. Thank you.
You know what I had? I'm going to tell the truth.
Uh-oh. Did he give you the right answer?
No, he did.
Okay.
He even said, sir.
That's even better.
Sir Paul McCartney.
Yeah, our listeners
don't call me sir. I work for a living.
Well, you say our listeners on the best, but there's
wait. Be careful with what you're about to say. You say some of our listeners
live up to your expectations.
Where are you going with this?
We have a continuing problem that arises every single time we open up the phone lines for a giveaway. And it is always the first caller was never listening beforehand and just fires a guess.
Okay.
Except we had a caller who said, it's not fair because I just got in the car to listen to you guys. And then I said...
so he wants the first caller, not a question.
I guess. Well, he didn't specify that part. And then I said, all right, well... You got to shoot. There are two options. He goes, oh, two options. Great. There are only a billion options out there. And I'm like, well, look, man, you called me.
Oh, man, you'll get a lot of those. You'll get a lot of those. People just get excited. They hear a prize. They want to get in line. Because sometimes we do that where we just give you a call number and say caller 5, 7,
when we're lazy.
Whatever, and which is more times than not.
Sometimes we do that. We're in the entertainment industry. I think it's entertaining. It makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Because you never know what you're going to get when you pick up the phone.
That's great.
So I like it.
We do like to reward somebody if they were listening. We don't want to make it something they can Google. You know, we want somebody to earn it.
You taught me, though, it's worth a Google. I thought you told me that.
It is, but it's also, you want them to earn it.
Yeah, but they're quick. There's no time for Googling. These phone lines light up when you tell them. Say, sick them.
All right, big dog. What do you got cooked up today?
Happy Earth Day, everybody. What are some of your dream vacation destinations on planet Earth?
Well, I would love to go to Area 51.
Really?
Yeah. I'm so interested in that place. Like, I could talk about it for an hour. I would love to just roam those hallways and just see what they have down there. It could be nothing.
But like in the desert?
But yeah, Area 51. To be within those four walls, whatever the setup is out there, who are you hiding? What are you hiding? What intel do you have that we should not be, or they don't want us to be aware of? That is the most fascinating place on earth to me, and I would love to be there.
What if they're hiding some sort of, I don't know, something you can catch in there or something like
a virus?
Yeah, so like something like, I don't know, Matty. There was an article in somewhere in New York that somebody that snuck into Area 51.
Come on.
Yeah.
Actually got inside or just on the grounds? Because in my mind, they just got dudes that are just sniping you. You get anywhere near that place, you're catching
it's
one
about
of the
80
kneecap.
miles north of Vegas.
Yeah, that sounds about
somewhere
right.
about right.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. If Bobby Carpenter's listening, he knows I've gone east on I-80 out of Reno.
Okay.
But he does, that's all I'll say. Go ahead.
No, where's your locations? You didn't give out any.
Oh,
come on.
You know what? I was thinking about this the other day. Because we're watching the Boston White Sox game.
I got a better
And I saw those people sitting above the Green Monster.
Okay.
I've been watching Celtic City, which is awesome.
Yeah, my dad said that's sweet.
And in all the travels and sports, I've never been there.
To Boston?
Yeah,
I've never been there.
And
Okay.
I would like to kind of dovetail that into a trip to Nantucket in a weird way because I was such a Wings sitcom guy. And I would like to just see Nantucket. And so if I could do that, go to Fenway, go to Nantucket, that's it.
There you go.
Brian Daboll.
Has the second transfer portal window impacted your college football fandom at all? Watching all these guys jump ship.
Me personally, no. I'm not going to knock guys for chasing the dream. I'm just not.
The dream or the cash?
Well, that too. Anybody. Get the cash. Get as much cash as you can while you're walking planet Earth. But
that's what it's all about.
I do. I always say to me, like, I think sports is about moments and money. Moments and money. Get them both. But we need one transfer portal window. That's where I will say I'm going to draw a line there. We need one. I think two is a little too much.
Yeah, I have fatigue over it. I can't fight it anymore. I can try.
Can't fight it.
I just don't have the energy for it. It's free agency. It's not going back. And maybe it shouldn't. It's a high-priced sport. And that's where I don't know where else to go with it. I'm with you on that this stuff is intriguing. I don't know if you can truly buy a title, but you can get pretty close.
Yeah.
And now with the expanded playoff, you can endure a couple losses and still get your chance. Ohio State just proved that. So there is some excitement to it. I was not as opposed to the expanded playoff as Maddie was, but we both have our thing as far as how it dilutes the regular season. I don't know if free agency in college football has ended it for people. I predicted one thing. We're all going to still watch. The games still matter. And the bracket is fun.
So it's beating you down just a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think you're the only person. It's kind of like Thanos when he said, dread it, run from it. Destiny all arrives the same.
I'm a combination.
I thought you were going to say adapt or die.
Do you know who Thanos is, my friend?
I have an idea.
Hey, if you missed anything from our show, don't worry. Wherever you get your podcast, type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3 will be waiting there for you. Subscribe to the pod as well. Bet365 is the exclusive sports betting sponsor of the Rothman and Ice podcast. Coming up on Common Man and T-Bone. More details for them as to what is next.
Kind of been the old school Spider-Man, Batman, Superman.
Those are kind of new school movies, too, though.
I'm not even just the movies, just the
ones.
Characters themselves. So you're telling me the Thanos is...
Thanos is the bad guy in the Avengers movie.
Oh, he's a bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Snap of the fingers, poof, everybody was gone, or half the population.
And we are too.
Collecting those Infinity Stones, baby.
For another 21 hours. We'll talk to you then. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
And the top overall pick in this year's draft is the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. That's right, it's number one in my heart. This is Scotty Vegas, and we're hosting a special draft show and watch party starting at 7 p.m. Thursday, April 24th for the first round of the draft. Watch and place wagers on the picks with over 30 kiosks, contests, prizes, and a live show at 7 at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ever thought about teeing off in Ohio Stadium? Now is your chance with Upper Deck Golf. Play around in the shoe, April 24th through 26th. Bring your friends and hit shots from the upper deck onto custom greens on the iconic field below. You'll start and end your round at the stadium clubhouse with great music, cold beverages, food, and interactive golfing challenges. Make it a VIP experience with additional perks, including free entry into driving, chipping, and putting challenges. Tee times will go fast. Register now at upperdeckgolfing.com to book a tee time. That's upperdeckgolfing.com.
Common Man here of Spring Cleaning has you thinking about spring upgrading. This is the month to do it. Freshen your home's look, boost your energy efficiency, and save big during Universal Windows Direct's Spring Home Improvement event. Right now, it's their classic fan favorite offer. You buy 2 windows, you get 2 free, and there's no limit. If you buy 4, you pay for 2. If you need 12, you pay for 6. What are you waiting for? Schedule your free in-home estimate today. Give them a call, 614-502-5220, or visit universalwindowsdirect.com.
I can't sleep.
What is it now?
It's the company. It's chaos.
What's chaos now?
The numbers, the expenses, the books. What if we get audited?
No one's gonna audit you at 3 a.m. Go to sleep.
I can't sleep.
You could if you used Ramp.
Who said that?
I don't care because they're right. Go to sleep and sign up for Ramp in the morning, Jerry.
Ramp is the corporate card that handles all your tedious financial operations automatically, integrates directly with your ERP, and gives you complete control over every transaction. Ramp gives you everything you need for bulletproof books and a better night's sleep.
Wow, that is exactly what my company needs.
Yes, and exactly what I also need. Go to sleep, Jerry.
Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Do you realize making the minimum monthly payments on your credit cards, it'll take nearly 20 years to pay them off? What if I told you there's a way for you to get them all paid off in just a matter of weeks? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Imagine wiping out all of your credit cards. Here's where you go. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending is the easy button for tapping in to hundreds of thousands of dollars in your home equity. That's not the bank money, it's your money. Listen, your home, the value is way up. And now AFLcash.com has a super fast, hassle-free program that lets you turn that equity into cash. People who do this are living their best life, their credit card debt free, with cash left over for other stuff like home improvements, maybe a vacation. See how much money you can get now. Go to AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Say goodbye to greedy credit card companies. That's AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Many drugs, like cocaine, methamphetamine, and non-prescription pills, are often cut with dangerous opioids like fentanyl. As a result, nearly 14 Ohioans die daily from unintentional overdoses. That's why it's important to carry naloxone, such as Narcan, a life-saving medication that blocks the effects of fentanyl and other opioids. Over the last 5 years, naloxone has saved over 83,000 lives. Help save lives and visit naloxone.ohio.gov to learn more and find free naloxone. Remember, if you see an overdose occurring, always call 911.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spring is here, and it's time to refresh your yard with Ohio Mulch. With 15 convenient locations in Central Ohio, it's easier than ever to get your mulch ready for the season. Need it delivered? No problem. Save $50 on home delivery when you order online. Whether it's mulch, soil, or even stone, we've got your yard covered. Visit OhioMulch.com today and spruce up your garden with the best.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, greener, greener, better.